Welcome back to
The Closet.
I'm your host,
The Monster.
and today, well, you know what? Today is 2 days removed from the Grammy Awards, which are, the biggest music awards in the world. And the problem with the Grammys is that
They're not good.
they're not fun. They always get everything wrong. They do.
Everything wrong.
You don't really get what you want. So I was like, somebody has to make a better award show for music.
Oh.
Right. Are you catching my drift? All right. I welcome you to the very first Hornies. Welcome to the first annual Hornies. Yep. Keep it coming. Welcome to the newest, most hipster. As like that one show that's super popular, we have a number of categories that we're going to go through. Now, for those wondering what the categories are, you can probably see them in my sunglasses. Our first category of the night is going to be the feature of the year, moving towards the album cover of the year, rock performance of the year, hook of the year, rapper of the year, producer of the year, and then finally song and album of the year. I am going to be your host, Joseph Lazinski. I hope you're having a wonderful night. It is currently 11:30. My roommates hate me, but you don't. You're having a wonderful time because you're excited for the first ever Hornies. The name is a little crass. I understand that. I understand your criticisms of me as a host already. I mean, remember, we need an original brand that people are going to buy into. Come on. It's a little clickbaity. It is a little provocative, but it is on brand with the channel being the horn. It feels natural. Hornies. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Grammys. I'm going to bleep it out just in case. Amazingly excited. Let me get down on your level a little bit, and let's get started. Wow. Give it up for our first category, the feature of the year. Our nominees for this category. Let's take a look. Our nominees for feature of the year. Community by Malice.
Pick a side here. Some with Jesus Shuttlesworth. Some of us were not.
Selfish by James Blake.
I know it's a lot.
Backdoor by Kendrick Lamar.
Bitches best stay in they place. Move around with.
Ensalada by Anderson .Paak.
Ready for the way I live. It makes my heart break when I
Gold Feet by JID.
serious. I got experience winning series like I play for the big leagues.
And Pimmy's Dilemma.
Nobody spending time with people that don't respect.
Let's give it up for our first ever feature of the year nominee. And the winner is, I didn't get an envelope. The winner of the first ever Horny ever distributed. Selfish James Blake. Wow. Congratulations to James Blake. Now, to put the shtick aside, I do want to talk a bit about each winner for a little bit, just to give them their time of day and give them why I chose them. I mean, I tried to diversify a little bit. Selfish, James Blake's feature on Selfish is one of the most touching refrains of the entire year. The way he vocally manipulates that song, where he taps into such raw emotion following a very vulnerable, introspective verse from Dave, and he's able to tap into all this emotion and just take an intersection of the song and just steal the entire show, where he shows his vocal range from like all the way down to like the highest you ever heard a British man sing. It's incredible. If you're not familiar or you haven't taken the time to appreciate it, all these features are wonderful, of course. Shout out to Ensalada by Anderson .Paak. I think that's incredible, and it will get its flowers later in the show. It's nominated a couple times. Actually, we'll see. Now, this next category is really visual. It's one of my personal favorites. It's the album cover of the year. Now, in my own personal criteria of album cover of the year, I was looking more for creativity as well as aesthetically pleasing, where I don't super value creativity, but I wanted to match the theme of the album. Now, I only chose albums that I've listened to at least once. Now, there is like one of my album covers here I've only listened like a single time, but we might as well get into the category. Our nominees for album cover of the year are as follows: Gollywog by Billy Woods, Black British Music by Jim Legacy, Mercy by Armand Hammer, The Alchemist, Billy Woods, and Elucid, Sankofa by Red Veil, probably butchered that, sorry, God Don't Like Ugly by J.I.D., and The Sword in the Soaring by Navy Blue. And the winner of the first ever album cover of the year is Gollywog, Billy Woods. Okay, this is the one that I actually haven't listened to that much. I gave it a shot, like I gave it a listen, but it's such a cool fucking cover, dude. It's gorgeous. Where, looking at it now, it's like the focus is diverted to the attention of Gollywog, the little, like, character, through this, like, bush and muscle, and it's just sitting there. It's perfectly composed. I think it's really aesthetically pleasing, and it accomplishes and sets a theme precedent for the album, where you may say this is super boring, this is just a photo. I think it does exactly what it's supposed to do as an album cover, which is set a theme and tone and tie it together. I think it's a wonderful work. All these covers, Black British Music, Mercy is gorgeous. I was gonna choose Mercy, but Gollywog doesn't get any more love on this, spoiler alert, so I thought I would give it a shout. Mercy would probably be my second choice, and then of course the other these are also very sick. Now, a vital part of any award show is the monologues and performances, so we're gonna have a performance ourselves. Here is whatever I choose to put here as our first performance of the Hornies. What we have is a talented individual or individuals, and they're doing something of some sort. I don't know, editor. Put something up there. We need...
I love chocolate, but I can't eat it because then I'll get fat. But it's so good.
Alright, our next category is one that I put in there that probably shouldn't belong compared to how general these other ones are, but obviously I'm a rap-oriented channel, a rap-oriented listener. I wanted to give some love to some rap performances, and you may say, what the fuck does that mean? Is that the best verse? Is it the best technical performance? No. To me, rap performance of the year isn't quite that. It is a coupling of all of that, where I want it to be more of a vague category where it can apply in different ways. Are you bringing a lot of energy in this song? Is it a lyrical masterpiece? What is the balance between the two? Who had the best rap performance of the year? So without further ado, here are our categories for rap performance of the year. No Introduction by Central C.
Their lyrics ain't got no meaning. If we see blue lights and think that it's cops, we're not gonna stop, we're breezing.
Mona Lisa Left Eye by Z Loopers. These Trumpets by Malice.
Reaching for Akasha, never leaving home without my peace like I'm a hot
Typewriter, Kenny Mason and Mavi.
Spending more cash than you getting. You losing value the more you compare me to them.
Clouds, J. Cole.
C4 beneath your Jeep, the second you turn that keyhole, and he blows your weak flows right out the water.
Live, Earl Sweatshirt.
And I ain't want it. I pray harder, they hooked on the phonics.
The rap performance of the year, The Horny, goes to Ace Trumpets, Malice, and Pusha T. I mean, okay. Obvious. Maybe this was a front runner. If there was betting odds, it would have been minus. I really wanted to choose one of these other songs. I really wanted to choose Mona Lisa Left Eye. I think it's a really fun cut for Z-Loop. But Ace Trumpets, what Malice does in there. Now, I introduced it as Malice. I don't know if it goes to Clips, The Horny goes to Clips, or it goes to Malice. Regardless, it should go to Malice. His second verse is some of the most sharpest rapping I've ever heard in my life. Like, no exaggeration, some of the best I've ever heard, ever. And I think he deserves a lot of props for that. I think he deserves the award. It was electric. His energy, his flow, his lyricism, the way he rides the beat, the way he came at the beat. It's the best performance you can imagine. It's amazing. And Ace Trumpets is one of the pivotal songs, one of the lead-up singles. And I think what Malice does on that second verse is unbelievably impressive. Our next category is the opposite of rapping. Well, you could rap a hook. This is one of the hardest categories I had to do today. And what I mean is decide the winner. There was like 3 I really wanted to give it to. And I ended up settling on one. And I'm still deciding. So without further ado, here are the nominees for Hook of the Year. Rain Dance, Dave and Thames. Die Trying, Drake and Party Next Door. Rather Lie by Playboi Carti and The Weeknd.
Truth is they can't handle me at the top.
Daisies by Justin Bieber.
Think I'd rather you in my bed.
Nobu, JID and Jessie Reyes.
I'm too tired of being alone.
Ensalada by Anderson .Paak, Freddie Gibbs, and The Alchemist.
Ready for the way I live. It makes my heart break when I see.
The Horny goes to JID and Jessie Reyes. Nobu. Congratulations, you just won your first Horny. I mean, these are all incredible hooks. This was the hardest category for me to decide, actually, like by a long shot. You know, I already gave Dave love with Selfish, and I know that's not how I should decide, but I decided that maybe I'll go somewhere else with this one, even though it was in contention when it's that razor thin. Daisies is so good, but Jessie Reyes' vocal performance on Nobu is so addicting and charming, and like it's like ear candy. It's vocal candy. It was in my rotation for weeks. It was one of my favorite songs off the whole album. Not my number one, you'll see. And then Ensalada is the close second. Now, it's been robbed twice now of Hook of the Year and Feature of the Year. What Anderson .Paak did in that song should be studied. It was wonderful. And I don't know why I didn't give him the board. It just, I don't know. Last second, I went Nobu. And it's really between those two more than anything. After 2 more categories, it's time for our next break. Now, another thing award shows do is like a monologue. So I guess this is my monologue time. Hold on. Let me get ready for a monologue. All right, monologue time. So, you know, normally at these award shows they have to pander to some more sort of audience, but as the first of its kind, I will say we don't have to pander to anybody.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I'm just trying to fill up my time slot here. We're Navy Blue. Shout out to Loyal Carner. Shout out to Bonnie Vare. I wanted to nominate for you. Shout out to Lorde. I liked her release. I did. I couldn't find much of a spot for her, but I liked her release too. Anyways, now our next 2 categories are about the artist. I have Rapper of the Year. Now, I just want to clarify that this is not Artist of the Year. Artist of the Year would be different. It would be all-encompassing. I wanted to do Rapper of the Year. Who put forward the best hip-hop vocal performance? Rapping, lyricism, flow, delivery, cohesion. Like being as a rapper, purely for the rap, the sport, the skill. Who was the Rapper of the Year? Who had the best year in rap? let's get into our nominees. Dave. Malice. Pusha T. Earl Sweatshirt. JID. Billy Woods. And the horny goes to Malice. This is already another award for Clips, and it's just because the performance Malice put on this year throughout the Clips releases and in the few little features they did. I don't know if they did multiple. I know they did the JID one. He put forth a body of work that was so sharp, so well written, so cohesive, so creative, so interesting, that it was one of the best performed rap years of all time. I made this category to speak on Malice, what I think Malice was, the impact Malice had coming back into the game and reintroducing himself and re-putting himself out there and stating who he is as a rapper, which is one of the most skilled to ever touch a microphone. And this year proves that. And I really want to give him those flowers while we still have him in the game. We don't know how much music is left to come from Clips, if there's going to be any at all. Our next category has to do with the guys behind the show. And that would be the Producer of the Year. Nominees for the Producer of the Year are The Alchemist, Sir Dylan, Fred again.
Okay.
Alright. Jim Legacy, Pharrell, and last but not least, Dijon. The horny goes to Jim Legacy. Huge upset. What the fuck? Jim Legacy. What are you talking about, Jim Legacy? I think Jim Legacy had a fantastic year of growth, of creativity. Now, his most notable production work to me is on his own album. What he does on his own album is so impressive, so in-depth, so entertaining that a lot of these guys, maybe they have a larger body of work. Maybe you could argue even have a more quality body of work. But I think the impact Jim Legacy had on this year's Scape of Music, the impact he had in his own breakout album, in my opinion, his production credits, what he's been known for, what he's worked on this year, he's absolutely more than enough deserving of this award. And I really just want to give him some flowers in one of these categories. Now, he is nominated in other places, but I had an opportunity to give him an award because he really fucking deserved it after the amazing year he had. Jim Legacy, your Producer of the Year. Now we need another segment, so our next segment is going to be a cutaway.
Should have taken the shot, fat ass.
Welcome back to the Hornies. Hope you enjoyed your break. We are at the end of our award show. I know, I'm so bummed. I'm incredibly bummed. For our last two categories, we have the ones you've all been waiting for. The Song of the Year and the Album of the Year. Now, because these are such large categories, we will have 8 nominees for each one. Introducing your Song of the Year 2025 Horny candidates. Tourmaline by Earl Sweatshirt.
I'm finna be out. I thought I told you geek down. Trouble follow me around.
The Birds Don't Sing by Clips.
The birds don't sing. The birds don't sing. They screech.
My 27th Birthday by Dave.
I'm around, had surgery on her hips. How do I explain that I love her the way she is?
Ensalada by Freddie Gibbs in The Alchemist.
I break when I see gangsters turn to angels. Yet I'm still grateful.
Wholeheartedly by JID.
Don't change.
Don't switch up on me. Don't switch up on me, no.
Everything is Peaceful Love by Bon Iver. Somebody Loves Me by Drake and Party Next Door.
Said it don't pay well to fall in love. I need the stars or something.
Ace Trumpets by Clips.
Kid life's peachy, ASAP with Riri. You rappers all beneath me.
Now, I just want to say before I present this award, all these songs are very dear to me as some of the best songs of the year, and I think 5-6 of these could all win. And the horny goes to... I got cut off there. The horny goes to Tourmaline, Earl Sweatshirt. Incredible. Come on. I mean, you guys heard about me talk about this, the 5 of you that watched the other video. You heard about my opinions on this album and what this song means to me, and I still stand by it. All these songs are wonderful, and some of my favorites of the year. And I decided to go with Earl Sweatshirt just because of the emotional weight of this song. The way it ties within the album, the way Earl Sweatshirt's career has grown. This feels like the Horcrux of his career in terms of the impact, the scale, the strong performance, the wordplay. It's an incredibly beautiful moment from an incredibly beautiful artist that I think has brought me to tears. Has brought me to tears by not even being that emotional of a song inherently, not through some sad melodies, but through emotional vulnerability. And Earl's gift of songwriting and wordplay and conciseness and cohesion and performance and the production, the beautiful, beautiful production of the song makes it one of the best of the decade. And absolutely the 2025 horny song of the year. Our final, last but not least, the most anticipated category, album of the year. Please welcome your horny nominees.
What?
Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips. Live, Love, Laugh by Earl Sweatshirt. The Boy Who Played the Harp by Dave. Alfredo 2 by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. Black British Music by Jim Legacy. God Don't Like Ugly by J.I.D. Mercy by Armand Hammer, The Alchemist, Billy Woods, and Elucid. Hopefully by Loyal Carner. And the final horny of the night, the 2025 album of the year. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. We loved it as much as you did. The winner of the 2025 album horny of the year is Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips.
White slave master souls in my safe. White python, Manolo is the taste. She wanna...
It's a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best rap albums we've ever heard. The cohesion on here between Pharrell's production and Pusha T and Clips is natural, and the emotional performance they put on and the conceptual they put on. It's a 10 out of 10 album. If I did an album report card on it, it would get 10s across the board. And besides that, listenability, like there's albums on here that I think are quality, very good, that I just don't return to. I'm not going to call any names, but there's ones on here that I think are very good I just never return to. This was an album that got tons of burn for me, had some of my number one songs stream-wise of the year, and I think overall defined 2025 more than any album for me. The revival of Clips, I loved every second. Speaking of I loved every second, did you love every second of the greatest new music show on earth, The Hornies? I don't know, I'm horny right now. I want to give a special thank you to me. I'm the only one who worked on this. Better than the Grammys? Obviously, yes. Of course. Look how many balloons I blew up for this. Come on. You may be like, this stuff, like, he missed this, you know, the three of you that care. I probably just didn't listen to it. I'm not Fantano, dude. I'm not like some fucking... And you know who the real artist of the year is? Yep. That's right. The real winner tonight is you. Cheers.